Today we are going to learn how to style our elements. I'll open my CodePen. I'll go to pen. I'll create a paragraph here. I want my paragraph to be in red color. So what I should do here, I need to give style. Style is equal to double quotes open and close. And inside this, here I need to make this color as red. Now when I did this here, can you guys see my paragraph is coming in red color here? This is how you'll change the color of your paragraph. Now I want my paragraph to have a background color. Here I need to give background hyphen color. I'll give background color red. Okay. Can you see now when I did background color red here, the text color did not change. I want to apply background color and color at the same time. Inside this code, here I need to give color colon blue. I want to have color blue here. I want my background color of the paragraph to be in red. So when I did this here, see what is happening. I should have got paragraph in color blue and background color red, right? But that is not happening here. The reason here is whenever you're having multiple CSS properties here, they should be separated using a semicolon. Now when I did this here, can you guys see? Now here I got my paragraph in blue color and here I'm getting this background color red. Okay. Now if you want to increase the size of the paragraph, what you need to do? Here you need to give font size. Here I need to give font size 30 pixel. When I did font size 30 pixel, can you guys see? The size of the paragraph has increased here. Okay. Now when I'm increasing the number, when I did 60 pixel here, you will notice that the size of the paragraph will be increased even more. Okay. So as this is how you will increase the size of your element. Okay. Here the CSS property is font size. After that, here you need to give colon and then here you need to give the pixel values. Okay. Now what do I want? I want my paragraph to have size to increase and I also want this to be in red color. So here I'll give color red. Here we need to have a semicolon. Okay. This is one CSS property here and then this is one CSS property. Both should be separated using a semicolon. Now when I did this here, did you see? Now my font size has increased and also the color of the paragraph has changed. Okay. I want my paragraph to have background color blue. So here I'll write background hyphen color and here I'll give blue. Now here what I should do after this CSS property is done, I need to have a semicolon here. Now when I did this, you'll notice that I got my paragraph in background color blue, the text color red and the size has been increased here. There are two types of styling here. First is called as inline styling. We are styling the paragraph using style attribute. When you style an element like this type of styling is called as inline styling. Okay. Here I'm going to have, this is para 1. Here I'm going to have two more paragraphs. I'll copy this, paste it. This is para 2 and this is para 3. Here I'm having three paragraphs here. Instead of giving style attribute, when you write your CSS in a separate CSS file, this is called as external styling. Okay. Here I'll give color red. When I did color red here, okay, I have written color red in a separate CSS file, but will this CSS file understand, okay, color red, I should apply color red to paragraph 1, paragraph 2 or paragraph 3. Do you think this CSS file will understand? No, it will not understand. What we need to give in our CSS file, we need to give some instructions. Two types of selectors are ID selector, class selector. Here we have an attribute called as class here. This HTML is my HTML file basically. This CSS is my CSS file. Now here if I wrote color as red. Now my CSS file will not understand. Color red should be applied to paragraph 1, paragraph 2 or paragraph 3. Now what I'm going to do to my paragraph 2 and paragraph 3. I'm going to give a class name as para. Now what I'm going to do here I'm going to give instruction to my CSS file. Here I'll do dot para here. Basically dot is a class selector. Dot para means select all the HTML elements with the class name para. Dot para curly braces open and close, and here I'm going to write color as blue. Now when I did this, all the HTML elements, did you see? These para 2 and para 3, these are the elements with the class name para, right? So now color blue is applied to these two paragraphs, okay? Because the first paragraph did not have this class name para here, that is the reason why the para 1 is not coming in blue color. Okay, here I'll give background color. Here I'll give background color blue. When I did this, now what is happening? Paragraph 2 and paragraph 3, these are coming in background color blue. Para 1 style is not applied to this because this does not have a class name para. Okay. So now here when I give to this also, if I give class name as para here, now you will notice that this background color blue is also applied to paragraph 1. When do we give class name? So basically we give class name like this when you want to style multiple elements at the same time. Okay. So now if I want to give styles to this paragraph and this paragraph, here what I should do? Here I should write separately color as blue. For this, I need to write separately. For this, again, paragraph 2, again, I need to write separately. For paragraph 3, again, I need to write separately. I need to write them separately here. Okay. I need to write all these color blue, color blue, color blue again 3 times. Suppose if our web page has 100 paragraphs, we cannot keep doing this 100 times, right? So instead of doing this, what we are going to do, when you want to style multiple elements at the same time, at that time, you are going to give a class name here. When I give class name as para, to the second one also, if I give class name para here, I'm going to select that using dot para and then background color will be applied to these two paragraphs. Okay. You should make sure that if you want to give same CSS to multiple elements, all of them should have a same class name. Now when I did this here, now you will notice that all the three elements got this background color blue. If you want to uniquely select that particular element, in that case, what you need to do? In that case, you need to give ID. Okay. So now here I'm going to give an ID attribute. So now to this paragraph 2, here I'm giving ID is equal to para 2 here. If you want to select your paragraph 2 based on the ID name, here what you should do? Here you should give hash. Okay. Here you need to give hash para 2 curly braces open and close, and here you need to give color red. When you're writing hash here, hash is a ID selector. Okay. If I have written hash para 2, it means that select the HTML element with the ID para 2 and then apply these styles to that particular paragraph. Okay. And now to this second paragraph, when I did ID is equal to para 2, this para 2 ID name should not be given to any other HTML element because basically this ID is to uniquely identify that particular element. Okay. And now when you're having one CSS property, having this semicolon or not having this semicolon is an optional thing. Okay. But when you're having multiple CSS properties here, so now to them, I want to give background color green. And now here I'll give color as white. Now when I did this here, what is going to happen? See, the CSS properties are not applied. Whenever you're having multiple CSS properties, they should be separated using a semicolon. We should not have two HTML elements with the same ID name. Now, what if I do this? What if paragraph 4 is going to have ID with para 2? What is going to happen now? We are not going to get any error. We will not get any error. This color para will also be applied to paragraph 4. But you should never do it. Okay. You should never do it here. No two HTML elements must have a same ID name. And the third type of selector here is tag. Okay. Now here if I did P, curly braces open and close. And now here if I give color and then red. Now what will happen here is, if you notice, before this P, I don't have a hash, I don't have a dot. In this case, what will happen? This CSS property will be applied to all the paragraphs. Okay. This P is a tag selector. If I have this P here, all the paragraphs will be selected. After this here, I'm going to have an H1, and here I'm going to write this is heading 1. This is heading 1. When I did this same, can you see this P is a tag name. This is a tag selector here. All the paragraphs are selected. Okay. But this H1 is not selected because the tag name is different. Okay. So now here I'm going to have H2. I'm going to have H2 here. And here I'm going to write this is heading 2. I'm going to write this is heading 2. After this, again, I'll write this is heading 2. Now here, I want to style these two headings. Okay. How will I style these two headings? Here, I'll just write H2. If I wrote H2, this is a tag selector. Now, in this case, what will happen? Both these H2 will be selected. Here, I'm selecting the element based on tag name. And then here, I'll give background color. I'll give background color red. Here I've given background color red, and now here I'll give this color white. I'm having multiple CSS properties here. What should happen? They should be separated using a semicolon. Okay. Now when I did this here, this CSS properties are also applied to H2.